Welcome to World Fact Finder. In this episode, we will discuss 50 curiously fascinating facts. Let's get started. Number 1. Earth's mysterious 26-second pulse. The Earth has a heartbeat that beats every 26 seconds. Scientists have detected a rhythmic microseismic pulse originating from somewhere in the ocean, yet its exact cause remains a mystery. Number 2. Oscar winners are forbidden from freely selling or disposing of their trophies. They must first offer them back to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences for just $1. Number 3. In 1980, the BBC played a bold April Fool's prank. They announced that Big Ben would be replaced with a digital display and renamed Digital Dave. Number 4. In 1989, Val Kilmer punched and threw actress Caitlin O'Heaney to the floor during an audition for The Doors. Although the scene didn't call for violence, director Oliver Stone reportedly laughed it off. Ultimately, the company paid O'Heaney $24,500 to not discuss the allegations publicly. Number 5. Despite his father's strong opposition, 19-year-old Fabio Lanzoni moved to the U.S., and within 48 hours of his arrival, he walked into Ford Modeling Agency without an appointment and walked out with a $150,000 contract. The very next day, Gap Inc. hired him for a launch, and soon after, he began posing for up to 15 book covers a day. Number 6. Thailand declared war ignored entirely. Thailand declared war on the United States in 1942. However, the Thai ambassador to the U.S. refused to deliver the declaration, leading the U.S. to simply ignore the war declaration. Number 7. Harvard initially denied Good Will Hunting permission to film on campus. However, alumnus John Lithgow intervened. When the location manager explained the situation, Lithgow made a single phone call and secured permission to film in Harvard. Number 8. In 2015, a Washington Post reporter, Christopher Ingram, wrote an article calling Red Lake County in Minnesota the absolute worst place to live in America. But after visiting the county, he completely changed his mind, and 6 months later, he moved there with his family. Number 9. Eva Longoria spent $6 million to save a film based solely on her agent's advice. Looking back, she calls it the best money she ever spent. The film she saved was the 2014 Hollywood super hit movie, John Wick. Number 10. The Crimean War unexpectedly popularized facial hair in Victorian Britain. Many returning soldiers had grown beards and mustaches to protect themselves from the cold, and their rugged look soon caught on at home. Number 11. Disney villain's real horrific death. John Ratcliffe, the Jamestown governor who is portrayed as the villain in Disney's Pocahontas, met a gruesome end in real life. After being deceived, ambushed, and captured, Native women skinned him with mussel shells, tossing each strip into the fire as he watched. They saved his face for last, then burned him at the stake. Number 12. In January 2015, video game speedrunner Niftsky made gaming history by completing Super Mario Bros. Idris NES in 4 minutes, 54.56 seconds. Remarkably, his run was just 0.3 seconds slower than the game's theoretical perfect time. Number 13. While filming The Shawshank Redemption, producers faced an unusual ethical hurdle. The American Humane Society objected to using a live maggot in a scene where a crow had to eat one. As a result, the crew sourced a maggot that had died of natural causes. Number 14. In 2012, a South Carolina woman named Tracy discovered that her ex-boyfriend had been secretly living in her attic for nearly 2 weeks. Her adult sons and nephew found him asleep in the back of the attic, which prompted him to flee. Shockingly, they also noticed he had rigged the ceiling vents to watch her in her bedroom. Number 15. Steven Spielberg required actors to take a leap of faith when working with him. He insisted they forego upfront salaries in favor of back-end compensation, just like he did, explaining, "If my film makes no money, I get no money. They should be prepared to do the same." Number 16. Justice delayed retirement for pension. In 1878, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ward Hunt suffered a debilitating stroke. Although he could no longer attend court or deliver opinions, he refused to resign for 4 more years, solely to qualify for his pension. Number 17. While filming Planet of the Apes in 1967, the cast self-segregated in a strange, almost method-acting way. Actor Charlton Heston observed, "The chimpanzees ate with the chimpanzees, the gorillas with the gorillas, the orangutans with the orangutans, and the humans off by themselves." Number 18. Steven Spielberg fabricated the now famous story of sneaking into Universal Studios at age 21, dressed in business attire, and commandeering an unoccupied office. In reality, he first entered the lot at 16 during a school break, an opportunity arranged by his father. Number 19. In 1978, the Khmer Rouge captured a New Zealander named Kerry Hamill, suspecting him to be a spy after his yacht accidentally drifted into Cambodian waters. Following his arrest, Hamill was imprisoned at the infamous S-21 prison in Phnom Penh. In a forced confession before his execution, he cleverly embedded clues for his family, using his home phone number as a fake CIA code and naming Colonel Sanders as his commanding officer. These small acts of resistance became part of his tragic legacy. Number 20. In 2017, Microsoft announced plans to retire its classic Paint software in favor of Paint 3D. However, after overwhelming support and nostalgia from users, the company decided to offer both. Eventually, it dropped Paint 3D, but original Paint remains available even today. Number 21. King returned to captivity voluntarily. King John II of France was captured by the English during the 100 Years' War. He secured a temporary release to raise his ransom, while his son Louis remained a hostage. John then returned back to captivity voluntarily when Louis escaped. He famously declared, "If good faith were banned from the earth, she ought to find asylum in the hearts of kings." Number 22. CEO of Nintendo, Reggie Fils-Aimé, fought hard to include Wii Sports as a free pack-in game for the Wii console. Although he eventually succeeded, Shigeru Miyamoto initially opposed the idea and was reportedly not pleased. Number 23. In the 1790s, France built a nationwide network of signaling towers known as the Chappé Telegraph. Using giant mechanical arms to form symbols, operators could relay complex messages across the country in about an hour, decades before the invention of electric telegraphs. Number 24. Heath Ledger personally directed both of the Joker's hostage videos in The Dark Knight. Director Christopher Nolan originally asked Ledger to shoot the first clip to capture the Joker's twisted perspective. However, after seeing the chilling result, Nolan trusted Ledger to direct the second video as well. Number 25. Harry S. Truman remains the last U.S. president to serve without holding a college degree. Although he briefly attended Spalding's Commercial College and the University of Missouri, Kansas City, he never completed a formal degree. Number 26. BBC slammed for Mexican insult. In 2011, the Mexican ambassador to the UK filed a formal complaint against the BBC. The protest followed Top Gear host Richard Hammond's on-air remarks, calling Mexicans lazy, feckless, flatulent, and overweight. The ambassador also demanded a public apology. Number 27. Fidel Castro once spearheaded a decades-long effort to create a super cow that produced far more milk than average. Cuban scientists eventually succeeded with Ubre Blanca, a cow that became a national icon and symbol of socialist achievement. After her death, Cuba even erected a monument in her honor. Number 28. During mating rituals, the male pigeon mountain salamander circles the female and bites her repeatedly. This behavior breaks the skin on her head, allowing him to rub his chin gland over the wounds and inject pheromones directly into her bloodstream, temporarily subduing her for mating. Number 29. The U.S. attempted to convict Karl Dönitz Hitler's naval successor of war crimes for ordering German submarines not to rescue Allied survivors. Ironically, it was later revealed that Dönitz had issued the command in response to U.S. air attacks on German vessels attempting to rescue Allied survivors. Number 30. Since the 1970s, women and underage boys have been banned from entering Herbertstrasse, a street in Hamburg's red light district. The ban on women arose after sex workers began aggressively chasing away those who came looking for their husbands or boyfriends. Number 31. Dead Pixel delayed Goofy movie. Disney delayed the release of a Goofy movie from Thanksgiving 1994 to April 1995, after discovering a dead pixel on the monitor used for capturing animation. As a result, the team had to recapture about 75% of the film using a non-defective monitor. Number 32. In 2018, referee David McNamara received a suspension from the Football Association after he used rock, paper, scissors to decide kickoff during a Women's Super League match in England. McNamara forgot to bring a coin for the traditional pre-match coin toss. Number 33. Radiologists often refer to the John Thomas sign as an inside joke. The term describes the positioning of a penis on an X-ray. If it points toward an injury or irregularity, it's humorously considered a positive sign. Number 34. Sharks have existed for over 450 million years long before Polaris, the North Star. In fact, the youngest and brightest star in the Polaris system is only about 70 million years old, making sharks much older than this celestial beacon. Number 35. In the 1980s, a carpet cleaning company named ZEZZZ Aid Best was founded by a 16-year-old boy named Barry Minkow. It reached a $280 million valuation after going public. However, a homemaker who had been overcharged a few $100s exposed the company when her refund requests went ignored, ultimately unraveling it as a Ponzi scheme. Number 36. Sunlight skunks beer in seconds. Beer can become light-struck or skunked in under 10 seconds if it's exposed to direct sunlight, which quickly alters its chemical composition and ruins the flavor. Number 37. Cockney rhyming slang creates new words by pairing them with rhyming phrases, then dropping the rhyme. For example, fart becomes raspberry tart, which shortens to just raspberry, as in blow a raspberry. Number 38. Formula One drivers typically lose 2 to 3 kilograms during a race due to intense sweating from the extreme heat, stress, and physical demands inside the cockpit. Number 39. The Catholic Church operates a discreet facility near St. Louis, Missouri, to house abusive priests. At its peak, the church maintained 23 such centers worldwide to quietly relocate clergy accused of misconduct. Number 40. In 2000, Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe won the top jackpot in a national lottery contest suspiciously organized by a government-owned bank, raising widespread skepticism. Number 41. Walken's accent from ESL Neighbors. Christopher Walken credits his unique speech cadence to growing up around non-native English speakers. Their frequent pauses while searching for the right words heavily influenced the rhythm and delivery of his own speech. Number 42. As Secretary of War under President Franklin Pierce, Jefferson Davis revolutionized the U.S. Army. He increased troop numbers, improved equipment and training, and raised pay only to fight against that same army 4 years later as the President of the Confederacy. Number 43. Triathlete Leslie Patterson spent 16 years and over $200,000 keeping the rights to her favorite book. In 2015, she nearly lost them until she won a triathlon with a broken shoulder. Her persistence paid off when the movie based on the book was released in 2022. The movie was All Quiet on the Western Front. Number 44. Butterflies appear to retain memories from their time as caterpillars. Despite completely liquefying during metamorphosis, studies suggest they can recall learned behaviors from their larval stage. Number 45. After 8 consecutive years of losses, Nissan returned to profitability in just 3 years under Carlos Ghosn. At the Tokyo Auto Show, he boldly vowed the entire board would resign if he failed, then delivered on his promise. Number 46. Rice terraces, ancient farming wonder. The Banaue rice terraces in the Philippines were carved by hand into mountainsides over 2,000 years ago. Still in use today, they're often called the 8th wonder of the world. Number 47. In 1981, Nissan spent $500 million rebranding from Datsun to Nissan. Executives were frustrated that rivals like Honda and Toyota had become household names, while Datsun lacked brand recognition despite strong sales. Number 48. George Boole, the father of Boolean logic, died tragically after giving a lecture in wet clothes. He had walked several miles in cold rain and developed pneumonia. His wife treated him using cold water, which worsened his condition and led to his death. Number 49. Los Angeles sits atop an active oil field that once produced 25% of the world's oil. It's still pumping today, but the derricks are cleverly hidden inside buildings and boxes to mask their presence. Number 50. In 2001, a 6-year-old boy died during an MRI scan when the machine's magnetic field pulled a metal oxygen tank across the room, fracturing his skull. He was under sedation at the time, and the tragedy led to major safety reviews in hospitals. Thanks for watching. Like and comment if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications so you don't miss the next interesting facts. See you in our next video.